We're joined now by retired Royal Navy Commander Tom Sharpe. He's currently a senior advisor at Qorvis. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. Can we describe this as a ceasefire at the moment?
Well, it's been fragile all the way through, and there have been tit-for-tat strikes, there have been fast attack craft strikes, even throughout what we were calling the ceasefire until this morning. In fact, Project Freedom this morning, there was a lot of sort of noise around it, but in reality, I didn't think it changed that much. As Nick was quite right to point out, the use of the word guiding ships through, that's not a recognized military term. It was very clear we're trying to avoid the word escort because the threat is still too high. And I think that is the bottom line here. The threat in the Strait of Hormuz has been too high throughout to be able to operate properly and restore freedom of navigation, and that hasn't changed this evening, that's for certain.
Some people suggesting that Iran has the upper hand here. I mean, what do you make of that? Because they've got a very particular strategy, haven't they? But of course, they're up against the biggest military in the world.
I'm not sure it's necessarily helpful to say who's winning or losing in that respect, but I would say that Iran is achieving their strategic end states, which is control of the Strait, and they have been since the 1st of March. That hasn't changed. They've got a global voice in sort of economic discussions, and they're ensuring regime survival in some form or other. And those are the three things they want to do, and they are achieving it. And this is part of that. So, to restore freedom of navigation, we have to stop them from firing. And that can only happen one of three ways. They're either made to stop, they choose to stop, or they're told to stop by someone like China. And of course, we're not hearing too much from them today, but they remain key in all of this.
Around this, we've had these attacks on the Gulf neighbours as well, haven't we, that Paula was talking about. So it's become a very complex picture very quickly.
Yes, again, the UAE took more than 53% of the strikes in the initial flurry back at the beginning of March. They took over 50% of all strikes were into the UAE. Oman actually right back then was down at something like 6%, very low. So this is nothing new. This is just a sort of the strikes resuming, not theatre-wide, just into those two countries. And it's a question of whether Iran want to escalate this more now or whether the US do. And I think key in the US calculus will be the question, are we better off trying to hit their target, their targeting in the Strait of Hormuz if we want to reopen it, or are we better off destabilizing the regime so that gets properly removed and we can start from scratch? And Israel's going to have a view on that.
Okay, Commander Tom Sharpe, appreciate your time as ever. Thank you.